Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is really going to be about my horrible experience giving birth to my first child, and I just hope somebody can learn one or two things about what not to do, or even what to do, when you are in labor. Like, I woke up around 11 a.m. Friday morning, and I was cramping slightly, like a period cramp. And I actually told my husband, I'm like, I'm cramping. But being that it's my first pregnancy, I've read a lot of stuff as much as I could, but I really was not obsessed with reading too many things, because I just feel like our our mothers did it without much experience. I just felt like it was just gonna come naturally. And maybe I should have even read more, really listen to people's stories, and be able to decipher, situation how my own would probably be. But that morning I was just cramping slightly, and I told my husband, and my husband needed to be, he had to teach like in the evening, and where he was going to teach was actually pretty close to the hospital that I was going to deliver. So it was like, oh yeah, maybe I'll come with him, and that way after you finish teaching around 8 or 9, we'll go to the hospital. So I was like, yeah, that's fine. But around 3 o'clock, the cramp kind of became a little bit intense, and I'm like, maybe this is contractions. I don't know. So I had downloaded like a couple of contraction timers. So I just popped them up and I started timing it. And I saw that it was like every 15 minutes. So I was like, okay, that's cool. Now, before we actually left for him to go teach, I saw that at this point, like, I'm about every 5 to 8 minutes. Sometimes it'd be like 10 minutes, sometimes it'd be 11 minutes. But we're like, you know what, let's just go. Let's just go to the hospital. They'll let us know what is going on. And at this point, like, my mucus plug is has come out. So if for anybody that don't know what mucus plug is, basically to get ready for labor, all the mucus will pretty much what is protecting your baby is gonna start coming out little by little, and it's gonna be blood tinged. And usually when your mucus plugs start coming out, it means like definitely delivery is imminent, is approaching. So we went straight to the hospital like around 6:30-ish p.m. And they put me on the monitor and everything, and then they came back and said it doesn't look like I'm really advancing in labor. I'm only 1 centimeter dilated, and that I'm actually having false labor. I'm like, false labor? What's false labor? Mind you, I'm just like giggling and dancing at this point, because I know that I'm about to give birth, and I had planned that I wanted it to be like a zen, very peaceful time for me and my husband and the baby. I wish. So I'm happy, even though I'm cramping, I'm not showing it. I just wanted to block out the pain as much as possible. So they released us like around 7, I would say 7. We probably got home maybe like 8 o'clock or something like that. By the time we got home, I'm now like every 3 to 5 minutes I'm contracting. Every 3 to 5 minutes I'm contracting. So I was like, baby, we gotta go back, because this is like every 3 to 5 minutes. And they had told me if I'm contracting like every 3 to 5 minutes, I should just go ahead and come up there, because really by the time I'm 3 centimeters dilated, they needed to start epidural. At least that was what they told me. So we went back like around 9. We went back within about an hour and a half of being home. We went back. So once again, they asking me all these questions. I already pre-registered. I don't know why they keep asking me all these questions. Then tie me to the monitor again, and about an hour later They said, yeah, you're having false labor, you're not progressing. I'm like, okay, how many centimeters am I? You're 3 centimeters. And I'm thinking, if I'm 3 centimeters, you need to go ahead and just let me stay, because I need to be on an epidural. Because I did say I don't mind being, getting an epidural if I know I can't take it anymore. And I'm like, you need to go ahead and start hooking me up. So they were like, no, you're not progressing. They called the doctor. I don't know what they told the doctor, but and the doctor was like, yeah, if just she can go, pretty much. So like around 11:30, they discharged me again. Said I was having false labor because apparently I had not been contracting in my back, and the pain that I feel is literally in front of my lower abdomen is where my pain is coming from, not my back. And I'm like, okay. Even though I knew some of this stuff, like being a nurse and stuff like that, I didn't want to use any of what I think it is. I wanted to leave it to the professional. I purposely chose that hospital because I knew they paid the nurses a little bit more, and I'm feeling like that's a good incentive for someone to do their job and to be thorough and to be nice and to be kind. At this point, what I felt from the nurses was nothing but rudeness. These people have been so mean to me, almost like they didn't even want me to be there. The way they spoke to me, the way they were talking to me was just, I just tried to block it out as much as possible, because I'm like, I'm here to have a baby, and I tried to block it out. So we left again around 11:30, but even like trying to get into the elevator and going down, like the pain, I literally fell down in the elevator because I was now in pain. Every time I'm contracting, like the pain is intense, and yet these people are sending me home. I didn't get it. I'm just like, what is going on? This is not what they said they were gonna do. This is completely different. But I was just like, you know what? They are professional. They know exactly what they're doing. So we went back home. I think we got home like around midnight. At this point, I'm contracting like every couple of minutes. Every 2 minutes, I'm contracting. So I couldn't really have a conversation, because by the time I'm talking, like, I'm contracting. And so my sister, like, she went to sleep around 2 a.m. I continued to just pace back and forth. Eventually my husband got tired and he went to sleep around like 3 a.m. And I'm contracting now, like every 30 seconds I'm contracting. I mean, the pain was unbearable. I would like soak myself in the tub with warm water. That wasn't working. I tried everything, different positions, like to just alleviate the pain, and nothing was working. And at this point, I'm now exhausted. Like, I'm tired. And around 4 o'clock, I'm just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. But I don't know why I was so afraid. I'm like, I'm afraid to even go back to the hospital, because every time I go, they send me back. And that was the thought in my head, like, they're gonna send you right back. So I'm like, I'm just gonna have my baby here. But I didn't know what to do. The pain is like unbearable, and I just gave up. I remember just giving up, and I remember like waking my husband up. I'm like, babe, like, I can't do this anymore. I think I'm gonna die. Like, I'm really going to die. And he was like, okay. And he went back to sleep. Like, yeah, this guy is of no use right now. He's asleep. He's snoring. Like, there's nothing he can help me with. So I remember some of the videos that I had watched on YouTube, and like the different positions. And I remember a lady in particular, she had like 5 kids, and they were all natural, and she used to get on this kind of position where like almost like a dog position, and she stayed there and would just like kind of rock herself back and forth, and she would deliver like that. So I tried that position. it didn't really help much, but I tried to like zone in and just use some of my deep breathing and techniques and just different stuff, whatever I could use. They were not working. Eventually I was just like, yeah, I'm done. This pain is intense. Like I'm just like, I give up. But at the time that I wanted to give up, I was just like, you know what, I don't know why at this point I'm like, I'm gonna pray. I'm like, God, like, I need your help. I can't take this anymore. I can't take this pain anymore. I can't even like sit still because this pain is so intense. I'm like, God, you created women, you created us to give birth. Like, help me out. Like, what is going on? Help me with this pain. Take this pain away. And it was like at that moment that I just, you know, when they say God speak to you in a still small voice, like I heard that voice very softly, and it was like, push. I'm like, push? No, I can't push. I can't push. They told me not to push until the doctor is literally right in front of you with your legs spread open, and it tells you to push. But the voice was like, push. I'm like, push? Okay, this might damage stuff. Like, I don't know. I was just like going against the voice. Then the voice kept telling me to push. So eventually I just like bear down, and it was tough, and I just pushed. I pushed and my water came out. Now I'm thinking, I know what water breaking, I know what that's supposed to look like. That was not my water. My water looked like pudding, like brown pudding, like brown jelly. Like, it was like a big glop of brown, like you know, like those like custard, like a jello. That's what it looked like. I could literally lift it off the floor. It was that thick. Like, that is not my water. And I saw that it was brown, and I'm like, oh my God, did my baby poop inside me? Because if my baby pooped inside me, that is a medical emergency. I became so afraid. But then I realized that I had no pain. Like, the pain was gone at that moment. The pain was gone. So I woke my husband up, like frantically, just like, babe, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like, I think my water just broke. I was not sure. I'm like, I think that's my water. Like, we gotta go right now. I'm gonna try to make it down the stairs. You need to run and go grab the car, and we have to go. And it was like, he's still half asleep. I don't even know how we drove because this guy was still sleepy. He just like grabbed the key. I just put on the gown, grabbed my flip-flop, and I just started running as fast as I could. I made it to like maybe 2 more stairs, and then boom, the most the worst pain in the world hit me, and I could not move anymore. So my husband like brought the car to the front of the apartment, and had to come and grab me and put me in the car. Now I'm just like, I'm pushing. I can't even. I'm trying to. At this point, the only thing I'm doing is to force myself from not delivering. I can feel the baby's head. I can feel that this baby is gonna come out in this car. It's gonna come out. I'm grabbing onto the seat belt, just trying to like hold myself. I'm shaking. I'm shivering because my whole entire body wants to push the baby down, and I'm trying to keep the baby in. So it was like I'm fighting against myself because I'm like, I cannot have this baby in the car. I cannot have my baby in the car. So I'm just like screaming like, drive, drive, drive. The baby is coming, go, go, go. And we got to the hospital. It was about to go park. I'm like, no, you need to take me to the emergency right now. Take me to the emergency. So we got to the emergency, came out, I screamed, I'm like, I need a wheelchair. Take me labor and delivery. So they were just like pushing me and just running and running and running. And I got to the labor and delivery with the same mean nurses of Piedmont. That's the name of the hospital, yep. The same mean nurses, and they were just looking at me like, so I'm like, I'm having a baby. I'm having a baby. I'm gonna have the baby right here. Whether you choose to help me or not, I will deliver it right here. They're like, no, don't push. keep it in, don't push. They page the doctor, and I can almost like hear the doctor saying, what? No, you guys told me this girl is not going to deliver anytime soon. How can you send her home when she's this far along? I'm not even thinking about them, because all I'm thinking about right now is I want to push this baby out. I want to get this baby out, and they're telling me not to push this baby. These nurses were so mean, so rude, so nasty. They were like, they're asking me all these questions. I'm like, I'm about to have a baby, you asking me all these questions. I don't want to answer you. Get me into the room and prepare me to deliver. They're like, okay, walk into the room, take off your clothes. I'm like, I have never in my profession treated anybody like this, the way these people treated me. They were like, walk to the bed. I took off my own clothes, walked over to the bed, laid down, and then they want to try to get my IV. I'm like, IV is too late right now. You guys are doing too much. You should have been doing this when I was 3 centimeters dilated. You should have been putting IV. You should have been starting me on epidural. You should have done a lot of things that you want to do right now. So then, I mean, these people were not even concerned. So I'm like, I'm having a baby. They're like, oh, it's okay, the doctor is on the way, blah, 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 we're gonna set you up. Oh, you want an epidural? Okay, we'll start you on epidural. In my head, I'm just like, epidural is not even, before the anesthesiologist even come, I know I'm gonna have a baby. But they were not by any means concerned. So I'm just thinking back. Then they went and got me a birthstory. They were like, do you need a birthstory? And I'm like, this is not a birthstory situation right now. You guys are giving me something for anxiety. Anybody that's in labor is very anxious. I'm having this baby. So thank God the doctor came. The doctor's like, whoa, yeah, you ready to have a baby? So the doctor is like, she is mad at everybody, because she's like, they were not prepared to have a child. Whatever report they've been giving her was not true. They did not want to deliver my baby or help, because they're not even the one delivering it. They just did not want to have a child. They didn't want to do anything. So she's like, set this up, set that up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling that I'm pushing. As soon as I saw her, I'm like, okay, I'm pushing my baby. She's like, no, don't push. Blah, blah. She didn't even put I don't even know if she wore gloves or not. She barely put a gown over, and I'm like, I'm pushing. She's like, okay, go. Like 1, 2, the baby was out. The baby was out. And I mean, by the bruises that I could see on my baby, and thinking back on the kind of water, the way my water was, I'm like, my baby was definitely in distress. My baby was in distress. And sorry. And that's that child screaming. But I know that he was in so much distress, and I'm thinking, what if I had the baby in the car? Or what if something had happened? Like, I just thank God that I heard that voice at that time telling me to just push so that the labor process can start. Because if the baby stayed in for, I don't know, any more minutes, anything could have happened. I mean, we got to the hospital like 4:30, 35. I had the baby 4:45 a.m. 4:45 a.m. And I know if I had been in the hospital, I could have even had the baby. I would have started that process a lot earlier, you know. And so why am I sharing this story? First of all, looking back now, I definitely shouldn't have gone back home. I should have definitely stayed at the hospital, walked back and forth, paced back and forth, and just remained there. I should have been a little more assertive. I don't know if it was these nurses. I don't know if they just did not want to do anything that day, because not only were they rude to me. I mean, I'm cold. I just gave birth. I'm cold. I'm shivering. My sister is like, she needs a blanket. Can you guys get her a warm blanket? They're like, oh, we don't have any warm blankets. She's like, you guys don't have any warm blankets? She was just like shocked. Now, because of the way of the situation, I had a lot of tears, so they had to, do an episiotomy. They had to sew me back together. And the doctor is asking for lidocaine to numb the area. There was no lidocaine. A big hospital like Piedmont does not have lidocaine. She's like, okay, go down to the surgery center. They're like, oh, they don't have it either. So at this point, I'm just like, these are devils in disguise. These people, they had it out for me. I don't know them from anywhere, but maybe I don't know what it is. They did not want to do any work that day. To make matters worse, I got to the postpartum unit, and even the nurse was so nice. She was so good, and she was just complaining. She was like, they did not help you at all. They should have, even because they're supposed to press the uterus to get all the blood out, because you don't want to leave those blood in your uterus. They barely did anything for me. So the nurse in postpartum had to be doing a lot of it for me. I mean, not only that, the tag that they were supposed to put on my baby, just in case, someone come to try to abduct the child, the alarm will go off. They didn't do that. They didn't do a lot of things. It was not the experience that I had in my mind. I had a different thing in my mind, and it was not. And so this is just a lesson for anybody like going into labor, and sometimes things might not go the way you want. You can try to make sure that it does. Definitely be a little more assertive. Like right now, you need to ask the doctor, okay, what is the plan? When do I come to the hospital? Because like the second time around, I'm like, so if I'm 3 to 5 centimeters, I'm staying. I'm not leaving. I'm getting it straight right now. And I make sure of that. Things might not go the way you want, but definitely be assertive about what you want. Create a birth plan that fits you and your spouse and whoever is going to be with you. You need somebody that's going to be, maybe someone that's also very experienced in healthcare matters. Maybe if you have a nurse, or if you have just anybody that can advocate for you, that know exactly what you want and can speak up just in case things start going wrong. You definitely need that. But yeah, I hope you guys learn 1 or 2 things from my story. If you had a similar story or just crazy birth experience, comment below. Don't forget to like and share my video and subscribe to my channel.